Now, one more thing about this, folks, and it is very, very important, and it's getting lost in all this. There is a belief the left, Obama, are responsible for injecting a premise into this argument that the rich, the business owner, is not paying for the roads and bridges. According to Obama and the way he's out speaking to people, you have successful business owner here who's got his factory. Everybody else built the roads leading to his factory, and everybody else is babysitting his intellectually disabled kid, and he didn't pay for any of this. And that is absurd. If it weren't for example, in the call from Pennsylvania, if it weren't for that restaurant and other businesses like it, we couldn't afford to pay people to babysit the intellectually disabled. If it weren't for that restaurant, that guy caring for the intellectually disabled kid wouldn't have a job. If it weren't for that restaurant, and if it weren't for other businesses, there would not be a road. If it weren't for the businesses and wealth-producing, income-producing institutions in this country, there would not be a bridge. And yet the premise is that all these successful people, man, they're just raping us. Not only are we building their roads and bridges, they're not paying for that. They're stealing our labor. And they're stealing our brains. They're stealing everywhere, and they're not paying us for anything. And all of this, as I say, all of this is by design. This is to eliminate the entire concept of the individual or the self-made man. You wouldn't have roads and bridges without that restaurant owner and other businesses. And you wouldn't have a state facility to babysit the intellectually disabled without the restaurant owner. Because the government wouldn't have any money without those businesses. It's just that simple. Here's Catherine in Rockville, Maryland. I'm glad you called. Great to have you on the program.
Hi, Rush. I think Obama's continued hostility towards business and his unrelenting attacks on those who are successful has provided a fertile ground for the phenomenon known as flash mobs. You know, there have been incidences in Florida where Walmart was stormed by 300 people. The sole purpose of this is to go in, to overwhelm the business, destroy it, and to take whatever you can lay your hands on. These type of activities, I think, are almost a natural outgrowth of the anger that Obama seeks to foment in people who feel deprived.
Let's use real-world terms. A flash mob is a riot, and what they're doing is committing burglary and mayhem and crime. They're rioting at, let's say, Walmart, 300 of them in Florida. So, is it your contention that Obama's public remarks are inspiring these riots?
Absolutely.
Well,
and also, I think that it becomes a source of intimidation for all other businesses because now, they are concerned that, they might be the next target.
So the flash mobs, i.e. the rioters, are simply acting out what Obama's saying. Absolutely. Obama's revving them up. Yeah, that stuff in that store is ours. My God, it's ours. And we're not being paid for that. We built that store. We built the road. That the hell with, and they go in there and take what they want.
Right. And, Rush, there's another thing going on.
But they've been doing that long before Obama came along. People have been rioting and going into stores. The Democrats have been doing this for a long time, you think, then?
Well, I think that it has become much more prominent. I mean, before it was a rarity. Now it's like every other week you find a store's been flash mobbed. And the other thing is there's a game that's going on. It's called the knockdown game, where kids go around and they'll target somebody, and the objective is to hit them in the head and see if they can knock them out. I mean, it's like fomenting violence on irrational attacks on each other. I think that's part of the divisiveness that's just occurring in this country.
Is a game called a knockdown game or a knockout game?
I think it must be a knockout game. It was a
knockout game.
Sort of a phenomenon going on in Baltimore.
I don't know about the knockouts, but there were, let's see, 1, 2, I think there were 3 flash mob attacks in the day or two after Obama's Roanoke speech. You may have a point. You may have a point. Catherine, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. See, Lakoff rhymes with. Lakoff is he's a master at introducing these false premises. So why Democrats worship. The false premise is the rich didn't build the road. They didn't pay a penny toward building the road.